Been watching a lot of information. I don't really listen to music. I like to find news and different things and listen to preppers and other channels and business people. Quite a variety, actually, of people I listen to and information I gather. One of the things is about China's economy crashing. And considering how few people in America are buying products and how much debt there is on their credit cards, and the economy is going south right now, and so if America, and actually maybe around the world, is trying to watch where their money goes, then a lot of these products being manufactured in China aren't going to be purchased and haven't been purchased for a while. And also, one of the things I was looking at, it seems to be another outbreak in Wuhan and some of the others of some bug. And they said it's about a mix of 4 or 5 bugs. And also the fact that maybe they want to knock on the door of Taiwan, which I know they do. I mean, controlling the semiconductor chips that go to smart weapons, yeah, it'd probably be a good idea if you're going to war. But one of the things is what's real and what's not real. I mean, you can do research, but anymore with like the deception that's taken place on social media over the last few years, I don't care who they are, and the control of our news media and just all the media outlets, and also the Washington Mafia and all the garbage going on there. You know, there's just a lot, and there's a lot of possibly propaganda. Maybe some of it's true, some of it's not true. And in one ways, I kind of link it to, if there's a control issue that the government can use towards the people, a way to tax them more, limit their mobility or what they spend their money on, I believe that. I have a tendency to very much believe that. Some people aren't very smart. I was talking to, I was over at the local toy store, and they just told me they're trying to pass a law where you can't use cash to buy boom booms and the jewelry that goes with a boom boom. And then your credit card companies and your bank can see exactly where you're going, which is control. You know, it's a little less freedom, and right now it's like, what is it coming to? You know, there's a point, you know, and it's like they're building barriers. You know, there used to be a way to catch animals, is like they would chase them and they would run them towards like a corral, but they'd have a very large fence, and it was like a triangle on a piece of pie that it would end up very small in one spot. So, you know, they limit their ability to escape and mobility and areas to run. You know, they build a high fence, and pretty soon they've caught all these wild Mustang horses or donkeys or something else. And in some ways, I feel that's what's being done to the citizens of America. But if you want to do some research on what's happening within Australia, oh my gosh, it's just, they're leading the way of control. You know, they're coming up with digital security. Basically, you'll have to get on media, you have to give a code. I mean, they are really out there. Canada is really out there. They already took all their weapons away, and their prime minister just reminds me of somebody who would get beat up in the kindergarten yard. You know what I mean? He somehow he got in power. You know, there's an area where, you know, trying to give a trophy to everybody and make everybody feel okay. No, there's winners and losers. You know, I mean, there's only one football team, so hopefully it's supposed to win. Baseball, you know, in war, you like to be on the winning side. And one of the things I've heard about is how weak our soldiers are these days. The new ones, not the older ones that are coming in, and they've played so many video games, they're out of shape. So many of the schools don't push a physical fitness like they used to. It's like they're wanting to create people who are weak in mind and body, don't think for themselves and purpose. They may not be giving them drugs or opiates, but they're still feeding the bear because, Fortnite and all these things, they're, spending hours physically out of shape. And I've even read some information where blood clotting is increasing, and the high consumption of these energy drinks and other drinks that aren't very healthy for you. And so it's just leading to young people deteriorating at an early age. And so our world is really changing, not in a good way. This morning where we're at, it was bad weather and with the possibility of snow and the roads icing up. But, a lot of people still got up and they went to church. One thing about having a commitment to the things of God, and on the other hand, having hopefully quality people, whether they're not perfect, but they're in a place they can be better off. And I think a person needs a good church right now. I also think you better have some groceries stacked up, work towards being debt free, learn about investing and money and finances, and don't be one of the bears, where they just feeding the bears. You don't even know how to forage or do anything for yourself. And the UK is crashing, from what I hear, in their economy. Germany, France, Spain, a bunch of these places. If they go, we go. China goes. All economies are like dominoes, and they're kind of dependent on each other. And so if they start to go, it will crash. We could end up in a Great Depression, which was really hard on people. And the thing is these days, I really notice people are weak. They're, it used to, when I was young, if you broke up with your girlfriend, it broke your heart, you dealt with it, you moved on. Young people these days, they need medication. They need something. They need a counselor. They're weak. They're really weak. On some things, a counselor's a good idea, but on some things, you just look at them and like, are you serious? If you're a soldier that's come back from battle, yeah, you need a counselor. If a marriage is in trouble and you don't know how to fix it, yes, you could use some counseling. If you have children that are a little out of control, you could probably use some counseling. But counseling only has the value of you listening. The drain has been pulled, the water is starting to swirl, and I don't know how bad it's going to get. But the best thing you can do is be a man or woman of God and to become stronger in the Word, in your walk, in your church. That's the best thing. Because, see, you'll have a foundation. And a lot of things, as it goes south, man, these poor people, they'll have no foundation. They go to the store and find the shelves empty. What will they do? Will it get that bad? Well, we got the government culling chickens right now like crazy. And also, it would surprise us, I think, how much of our food comes from China. The shipping costs are growing, and it's affecting grocery stores. They can't afford the shipping. And they can't it's reaching a point they can't pass all of the cost to the customer because the customer is getting tapped out. There's old people. I know of a lady that's 84 years old that had to go back to work because they keep raising her property taxes, which is wrong. If a person bought a house 30, 40, 50 years ago and they paid $20,000 for it, and today it values for $200,000 or $400,000, the government, the county, the state, you're a thief, you're a murderer, you're a foul politician that should be, hell awaits your arrival, because that property shouldn't have went up on people who are retired. The cost, the taxes, just because you're so greedy and you can't make and spend money on a budget, and you just piss money away left and right to nations and places that don't even deserve it. And, I often wonder to a politician, when's enough tax enough? Well, whatever it takes to run the government. I was a soldier. I saw some waste. You know what's going on. If you're around some of these guys, you see the waste. And we should have been more responsible. And so now it's reaching a point, it's going to affect a lot of lives. I was just watching and listening to a video, and I've heard more of them, is how people aren't even wanting to have families these days because of the cost and not wanting to deal with stuff. What a sad world we lived in. What will Christmas be like? What will your life be like when you get old? One of your partners died or haven't had any partners. There's no Social Security or something to take care of you, and you have no children or grandchildren. Sad life. But one thing about believers in Jesus Christ, we're always going to have family. If you're discouraged from this message, I'm sorry. But if you're a believer, be encouraged. That's why we're called overcomers. Achieve great things in Jesus' name.